time has come. The Democracy Space Station is fully constructed and ready for activation. The sole remaining step to bring the station online is the procurement of enough E710 to power its state-of-the-art, high-efficiency Alcubierre drives. Haste is critical. The rebuilt automaton jet brigade has been spotted amassing on Vernon Wells. An attack on the DSS logistics hub on Tarsh is likely imminent. If the hub is seized, the DSS itself will be next. Fighting the jet brigade will slow their advance and reduce the strength of each successive attack. Once online, the DSS will immediately connect to every Helldiver's superdestroyer. From their galactic maps, Helldivers will vote to move the station and donate resources to activate its tactical actions. We stand on the cusp of a new era of freedom. Do not allow our enemies to steal the fruits of so much honorable sacrifice. Hello and welcome back to episode 27 of Super Earth Podcast, a Helldivers radio stream. Thank you for joining us. The DSS is in its final phase of construction. The unsatisfied citizens are being staffed. That's right. If you don't like Super Earth, you can go work on the space station for nothing. And from what I hear, there are no toilets on the DSS. Makes for an interesting life. Maybe you should have been a Helldiver. Just saying. So there's a lot. As per usual, there is a lot. I'm going to try and hit some things. I'm going to try and hit a couple stories. Yeah. It's been a long time since we did stories. Going to do some ship names. Hopefully you guys weren't too disappointed with some of the new takes that we had, doing things a little differently. Just, something else to kind of spice things up for us. Maybe, hopefully, spice things up for you at the same time. So, a patch was issued this morning, according to the Helldivers Discord. This note came out at 5:01 a.m., my time, which is Eastern Standard Time. Crash fix. So that was it. Fix, crash on, shutdown fix. So there are a bunch of known other issues that they're going to be working on. These are the top priority. Excessive ragdolling can cause a feeling of helplessness and frustration. For some of us find it hilarious. Players are unable to emote when flying through the air. Okay, if they can do that, that would be amazing. Because I would love to salute while being ragdolled across the map. That would be perfect. Stratagem balls bounce unpredictably off cliffs and some spots. Yeah, that's kind of always been the case. The reinforced Scout Strider does not telegraph its rocket attacks. Okay, that's fair. Medium priority. The automaton Barrager tank's turret continues to work despite its body being destroyed. Yeah, that's... I don't know. That might be a higher priority than some of the ragdolling, I would think. But hey, it's your game. Firebomb hellpods can no longer destroy larger enemy types, such as tanks. Players are unable to shoot properly while in the air using a jetpack. Ah, okay. Reinforcement may not be available for players who join a game in progress. Players can get stuck on Pelican once ramped during extraction. Yeah, that's happened to all of us, I'm sure. High damage weapons will not detonate hell bombs already present on the map. Okay. Players using Microsoft IME languages are unable to type Korean, Japanese, and Chinese language characters in chat. Weapons with a charge-up mechanic can exhibit unintended behavior when firing faster than the RPM limit. So, crash on shutdown fix. That's pretty much the highlight. The rest of it is just stuff that they know about, and they're working on. So, keep cooking, as the kids would say. Keep cooking, Arrowhead. We're here. We're all waiting at the dinner table, excited to see just how good those mashed potatoes are going to taste. I know I, for one, can't wait. So we have a winner for the war bond, which, it's kind of a weird thing trying to help people like win things. But ultimately, it was in the form of a $25 Steam gift card that went out to Sepia Thief. So thank you for being in the Discord. We appreciate you. And hopefully that will give you what you need to buy a couple more war bonds and enjoy this incredible game for a little while longer. And speaking of super credits, the Helldivers 2 community page on Facebook, I saw this post by Jerome. He says, let's talk about super credits. Is it me, or are there less super credits on levels 9 and 10 than lower levels? Did they ghost nerf super credit spawn rate? I think they did that a little while ago, but I've actually been seeing more recently than I saw for a while. I think it was the Freedom's Flame Warbond. I noticed that, other things that I wasn't used to seeing in some of these bunkers and stuff were showing up, like weapons I would never use, more requisition slips. But lately I feel like I'm kind of surprised by how many super credits I've been finding. So I don't know. There are some people out here. Basically, he asks, what is your best way to get super credits in game without paying? And so there are a bunch of comments on here talking about that. So I'm gonna read some of these. Patrick says, play on 3. Venetius says, it's a matter of probability. Level 3 missions will contain only simple samples, medals, and super credits. He's got some sort of chart here. Maybe I can save this and upload it to the Discord, which I think I am going to do. Yeah, super credits per hour. It looks like difficulty 1, 224.79. So, yeah, difficulty 1. Let's see. Difficulty 3 adjusted, 222.73. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of just ease of getting to them, getting around, getting to everything on the map, yeah, definitely. I usually play on 3 or 4 when I'm playing by myself. Just because it's a nice balance of difficulty and walking around having a good time. So yeah, I would say 1 to 3 if you're really just trying to grind super credits. Equip the jump pack, equip the stamina booster, and go to town. Just run around looking at every blinking light and every question mark on the map. So Gerardo says, playing on level 7 last night, collected over 300 over 3 hours. So that's quite a bit. You can get lucky. I have found 100 super credits in the wild before, so you can get lucky. Let's see. Yeah, so Scott says there's some particulars to it, but the best way I found is to do trivial propaganda missions on maps that don't have water or mountains breaking up the terrain. Typically going to pull around 20 to 40 super credits per mission with a jump pack and some sort of rocket launcher. It's possible to hit all points of interest and extract in less than 5 minutes. Wow. So his key point is be selective about the mission types. It works best when you're also doing it with a partner to access vaults. Yeah, because a lot of times there are. Guillermo says, I play on 6 and use the increased radar that helps me find points of interest from farther away. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I suppose that would work. Paul says there's always a conspiracy that they stealth nerfed super credits. It's just random chance. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You play on a lower difficulty, you're not going to have as hard of a time getting around the map. You're not going to get overwhelmed, and you're going to be able to, especially with the jump pack, the way that the jump pack is now, you're going to be flying around the map. So your stamina is going to recharge when you jump pack, and your jump pack is going to recharge when you're running. So it's a wonderful symbiotic relationship there. Moving on to something else from the Helldivers community page that I thought was interesting, that, I'm sure many of you know a lot of this stuff, but some of you don't, right? Some of you are finding us for the first time. And, we want to have fun, but we also want to help out, right? As best we can. So this is Ivan. Ivan says, let's have a thread of tips and tricks to pass on to our fellow Helldivers. I'll start. If you find a vault and your teammates are a distance away, you can ping the 3 items on the right shelf from the outside. It won't be worth opening if you ping things like an arc thrower or metals or whatever. So that's an interesting tidbit. You can ping that something inside and you can run away and come back, because it'll still be pinged, at least for a time. Callum says, Chargers' bellies have an armor rating of 2, so many explosive weapons can finish off low health Chargers from firing at the ground beneath them. And that's been true from the beginning. Like, I remember throwing impact grenades at the bellies of Chargers or using the grenade launcher, a long time ago. Tanks have destructible treads that, when destroyed, cause them to stop moving. Okay, that's a good thing. So if you can't kill them for some reason, that's a way to create distance. The orbital gas strike can destroy both bug holes and bot fabs by placing the beacon directly at the entrance/door of the structure, giving you another option for clearing them. That's great. I didn't know that. This also works with pretty much any stratagem that calls in a physical object like a turret or a support weapon. Huh. So you can drop turrets on fabricators to destroy them now? That's interesting. I didn't know that. Zane says, unlock more equipment before dropping in on Helldivers 9 or Super Helldive 10. Lately, I've been carrying level 10s through it, and I don't mind helping, but newbies... okay. I mean, obviously, you want to know what you're doing, at least to some extent, if you're dropping in, But some people, they just want the XP. They are going to unlock stuff way faster if they jump in to a 9 or a 10 and let the group carry them. So I can't really, I get it. It's frustrating to deal with that if you're the one carrying all the time, but I kind of get why people would do that. Because they can unlock, it takes a while if you're playing on the lower difficulties. So, let's see. Michael, only venture into a pit containing bug holes if you have no other option other than throwable grenades to destroy them. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, on some of those bigger bug holes, or the nests actually, I'll drop 500 kg first and then follow it with an airstrike. And then I'll go in with my grenade pistol. That's my strat. What's yours? Let us know. Comment or something. Okay. Going down into the pit triggers every open hole to begin swarming terminites. Yeah, totally. The number of times I've seen someone running into a heavy nest only to get swarmed and killed is staggering. There are plenty of options to destroy them from above without descending. Eagle airstrikes, 500 kg, orbital airstrikes, barrages. Yeah, I mean, 120 millimeter barrage. Grenade launcher, crossbow, eruptor, even eats, recoilless, and spear. So, you have a lot of options. Okay. This one from Swanson. If you are on fire, dive to put out the fire. Yeah, that's true for just about every, elemental effect. If you get that acid on you, you walk across those things that stagger you and slow you down. The dive resets those. I just go into first person mode and dive to door. You can see what's inside that way. Niam Surin. I've never tried that, so it's very interesting. Let's see. You can drop anything with X. Use it to drop a shield if you get a stratagem stuck to it. Use it to drop samples at extraction site early. You can't lose them anywhere else. I'm guessing he's playing on PC. So you can drop things. Yeah, and that's something we've talked about in the past. Dropping things, especially samples at the extraction site, is a valid thing. So unless you're doing a solo run, you should always be at least with one other diver. This is Wyatt. That way you won't be swarmed as easily. I mean, that's true. You know, sometimes you're playing solo on a level 3 and they just don't stop coming. So having a buddy, you know, hitting up the LFG, whether it's ours, the Helldivers community, Discord, you know, obviously there's going to be more people in the Helldivers Discord, but we've got a few pretty cool people in ours as well. The exosuits can walk, this is Chris. The exosuits can walk through larger bodies of water. You can stack your squad on it and walk across the lakes of Gakrux, for example. Huh. I had no idea that was possible, but it sounds like a hilarious good time. Zach says stun grenades are a great way to give you time to reload and reload a slow weapon if you're caught in a swarm. I'm sure that's true. My preference is the impact grenades because I would rather just kill them and give myself time to reload. Victor says pick up weapons on points of interest and drop them for those weapons to be permanently marked on the map. It helps your entire team keep track of what sites have already been visited and might also help them find a secondary weapon in a pinch. That's good advice. That's good advice. Because keeping track of where I've been, you know, you do those radar missions sometimes, and if you don't collect everything, sometimes they still have the diamond, you know, the little square around it, and it looks like you haven't been there when you've been there. So that's a good idea. Furthermore, he says, if you need to keep track of where you found that bunker door and need to return with a buddy to open it, drop your sample stack, pick up a lone common sample and drop it on the ground by the door, and then pick yours up again. Sure, you can just ping it, but pings disappear. Right. Team Reload, this is Zulfikar. Team Reload with bots is amazing. If there is level 100 or over, listen to the callouts. I'd say that's fair because a lot of times, you know, I'll do that. I think I'm 67, level 67 now. And I still, you know, if I jump in with people who know what they're doing, I'm going to pay attention. You know, it just kind of makes sense. Zach, a different Zach, says the spear has a 300-meter range, meaning it can take out fabricators, shrieker nests, spore spewers, elite enemies, etc., far outside aggro range. Yeah, the spear is a beautiful thing. I really don't use it that much because it's usually, even now, it's still usually me or Lido, or me and Lido, I mean. So, you know, we're not playing on extremely high difficulties usually. This one kind of ties into what we were talking about before. Chris says, if you're in need of super credits or medals, get on trivial, lightweight armor, crossbow, or grenade pistol for doors, jump pack, run in a circle on the map. 8 to 12 points of interest you can hit, ignore the main objective. Once done, abandon mission, rinse, and repeat. I guess if you're maxed out, you don't need the XP or anything like that. Yeah, you can just bail. Because you do keep those things, which I hope they don't change. Like knowing that people are doing this. Don't change it, because, you know, it's kind of fun to just jump in and grind sometimes. Pay attention to where bot drops are coming from. They always come from the same location, and you can down them before they get to you. That was Newark. So, let's see. Jacob says, when using the jetpack, you are able to reload machine guns and possibly other guns like the recoilless rifle while in the air. Just jump and spam reload a couple times and it works. Been using it when I have to solo Bile Titans. So, there's a lot of good stuff here. And really, I've only just read a few of the suggestions. But I'm not going to spend all day in those suggestions, because I'm sure quite a few of us already know what's going on. So, as stated in the opening, there's a new major order, right? I like this article by Catherine Lewis, published yesterday on GamesRadar.com. Helldivers 2 issues a make-or-break major order to get the Democracy Space Station, up and running before the flying bots plan their next attack. Let's see. It's now or never, Helldivers. At long last, after weeks of major orders, Helldivers 2 Democracy Space Station has finally been fully constructed. However, it's not over yet, as the station needs to be brought online, and preferably before the brigade of flying automatons gets any bright ideas. In a dispatch sent out to players today, Super Earth confirms that the sole remaining step to bringing the station online is the procurement of enough E710 to power its high-efficiency Alcubierre drives. To do so, our task is fairly straightforward. Squash 500 million pesky terminids, and make sure that the Democracy Space Station's home location of Galaver is still under Super Earth control by the time the order ends in just under 5 days. However, it sounds like we really can't afford to mess this one up. Haste is critical, the in-game message continues. The rebuilt automaton jet brigade has been spotted amassing on Vernon Wells. An attack on the DSS logistics hub on Tarsh is likely imminent. If the hub is seized, the DSS itself will be next. So it goes on to show a post from Helldivers 2 on X. It says, major order. An impressive display of tenacity and overwhelming firepower. In an impressive display, the Helldivers fought back the gloom eruption with apparent ease. In an unexpected double defense of both Istanu and Crimsica, the Terminid menace had its momentum thoroughly broken. Way to go, Helldivers. With this victory, the time has finally come to ignite the massive engines on the DSS, and haste is essential. The jet brigade has resurfaced on Vernon Wells and is threatening the DSS logistics hub. Amass the needed E710 so that the DSS can come online and protect Galaver from the jet brigade onslaught. Fix bayonets, Helldivers. Charge! So here we go. I've been seeing some sentiments online. People are growing weary of how long this is taking, and I think Lido is one of them. I'm not really growing impatient. I feel like this is cool. I think we're on the verge of something. I feel like this is something that they came up with, and they're trying to integrate it. So it's probably why it's taking so much time, I think. And I think the idea of them having us vote on where this thing is going to be and having us contribute supplies to help it function, I think that's great. I think I remember us talking about something along those lines a while back. So maybe not the space station, but a way to do that. And I think that they came up with it. I'm sure they were already talking about it, but it feels good to know, that it's going to be there. Vernon Wells, going back to the article. Vernon Wells is far too close to the DSS for comfort, and the jet brigade means trouble. Last month, they emerged around Martar Bay, complete with stolen Super Earth jump pack tech. While we stopped them once, who knows what kind of problems they could cause at such a crucial stage in the DSS's life. We've been through a lot to slowly build our powerful strategic tool, after all, and with the promise of it being able to change the course of the war, we can't let that slip through our grasp now. Will we be able to pull it off in time? That remains to be seen. As far as Terminid kills go, we're about 3.5% complete in a little over 2 hours, so we've got quite a ways to go yet. Godspeed, Helldivers. Obviously, that was yesterday, so we've made some progress. Thank you for that article, Catherine. Yeah, so we're almost there, right? This is what I would call the home stretch. And I'm really curious to see how this is going to affect the game going forward. And I'm just going to put it out there. If once we fire up the DSS, that's when the Illuminate arrive. Just putting it out there. That would make things pretty interesting, right? I think so. So I've been playing this game quite a bit lately, when I have time. And I'm just going to say, like, obviously it's not perfect. There's always room for growth. But I'm enjoying the new weapons, right? I've got the shotgun, and I've got the new submachine gun. I like them both. I like the new armors. I'm having a good time running around in my, Sith Trooper gear with my jump pack, running around grinding super credits or whatever it is I feel like doing. And it's great. This game is great. I did pick up a PS5 Pro. Yeah. It's funny because the people in the stores were trying to talk me out of it, more or less. And, it's what's the word? I don't want to say frivolous, but it's an indulgence, right? If I don't want, I don't want to spend $3,000 on a new computer right now. So this kind of seems like a perfect middle ground. I'm not too happy about the diskless, but honestly, as much as I was like an advocate for physical media back in the day, I really don't use the disk drive on my PS5. But this does mean that my nephew was playing on my PS5, and we finally got him all set up, which was hoops galore to jump through to get him set up. But he's good. He is in the fight. He is now unofficial Helldiver. So looking forward to diving with him. We did dive, and he was team killing me, which was pretty funny. I don't always find that stuff funny, but for some reason, when he was doing it, it was a good time. So we went back and forth. So I get it. Guys. So we'll see. There's supposed to be a PS5 Pro patch coming out for this game at some point. It definitely runs like perfect. I feel like it's already a little cleaner looking, and it's definitely smoother. I have not seen any drops so far. So, contrary to what some people might say, I know there's kind of a mixed vibe about it online. So far, I like my PS5 Pro. I'm just saying. It's not for everybody. I get that. But for me, I spent a lot of time in my life unable to spend any money, always pinching because I was on disability for so long. And, now I'm in a situation where I can, live a little bit again for the first time in, almost a decade. So I gave myself that. So I'm not out here to promote it or sway you either way. That's just my personal feelings. I showed my brother, God of War Ragnarok, which is patched, and whew, man. Lito was over a couple days ago, and he saw it. He saw God of War Ragnarok. He even, we played Helldivers for a bit. We played college football. College football is enhanced, and he was impressed. He was like, yeah, it looks like a PC. And that's what I would say. I mean, that's basically what it looks like. It looks like I'm playing on a PC that is better than the one I have. Okay? I'm rocking a 2070 in my PC, and it looks better than that. So, people can say you're going to get such and such, GPU for less, but what other components are you going to have to replace? I know when I put the 2070 in, I had to replace the power supply, right? So, depending on what you currently have, you might have to build something entirely new to get something better than the PS5 Pro, at a low price. But I'm sure a bunch of you out there listening are already capable of that. And if you are, more power to you. I can replace components and stuff like that, but I've never built one from scratch for myself. So I don't feel comfortable doing that. When I bought this computer that I have now, it was, I was really not capable of doing a lot of stuff. And I was really worried that my lack of clarity and mental capacity was going to cause me to screw something up. So maybe down the road, I'll build my own PC and it'll blow the PS5 Pro away. But for now, I still like the plug and play aspect of consoles. So that's just me. But speaking of consoles, Sony's at it again, right? They're still working on this email thing, and it's just creating more problems. It's like they are actively trying to kill the momentum of this game. They did it once before. They're at it again. I'm not sure that the response is as negative as the first time, but yeah, just let it go. You know, like, people don't want to do it. Get the message. Move on. Whew. Okay. We are way behind on stories. Most of you aren't emailing them to us anymore. You're posting them in the Discord, which is fine. It does make it a little harder for me to keep track of which ones I have read. So I'm just going to emote to them as I go down. So this is how far behind we are. This one is from August. Yeah. Bond-K-Core. Priority message. Democracy Minder AI has flagged undemocratic activities in the following helmet cam footage. Immediate review by Ministry of Truth, Office of AI Oversight required. Priority message. The footage begins with two figures sitting against a boulder. As his companion smokes, the helmet's owner says, "I don't regret having kids. I mean, we fight for democracy, for the future, for the children. My kids, the ones at Super Citizen Ann's hospital for the very sick children, may even be yours. Well, you don't have any, do you? Without kids to carry the flag of liberty, democracy falls. So everything is about the kids. But man, sometimes they just make me so... I don't know. Need to take a dive and arm a hellbound, you know? Or man a gun emplacement and kill, until nothing is left but that deep sense of peace and serenity. Yesterday, I stepped on one of my kids' toy bots. You know, the ones you can endlessly blast apart and put back together. Kids love them. But on a dark night, while barefoot, it hurt so frackin' much. Nice. I like that reference there. It's why I'm here, actually. Killing bots. Gotta work through my feelings. Might as well spread some democracy while I do it, right? End quote. Over the radio, Eagle 1 warns she's beginning her attack. The footage shifts and jostles as the Helldiver stands and salutes the distant blossoming flames. The helmet sways as he glances back at the bot, and the neat hole burned through its head. Quote, "Well, thanks for the chat. Gotta get back to eradicating socialism from the galaxy." End quote. Quote, "For liberty!" the Helldiver shouts as he charges toward the distant gunfire. Priority message. Democracy Minder AI has determined Bond-K-Core, SES Herald of Mercy, has likely committed treason. This transmission is an automated appeal to human oversight per Super Earth Armed Forces regulations. Charge, fraternization with the enemy. Verdict, guilty. Sentence, death. Appeal, in process. Status of sentence, completed. End priority message. Thank you for that one. I enjoyed, that was like a role play, like a little scene. That was really cool. Thank you for that. And I'm sorry it took us so long to get to that. Yeah. This one, also from August, comes from Beardly Chart Topper Memeing Reporting In. Fresh to death dropping in with fresh cadets. Homebrewed tunes bumping from my helmet. We drop in, complete objectives, and collect samples like proper bosses. Bugs die. Communism fails. Patriotism skyrockets. 0 losses. Things are going just right, baby. Beardly out. Thank you for that, Beardly. And then there is a song to go along with that.
Find the bugs, crush them in our path. No red flags, patriotism's wrath. Rockets flying, we feel the aftermath. 0 losses, we laugh and laugh. Tripping, styling, wildin'. Fresh to death, man. Fresh to death, baby, we rollin' in. Helmets on twos, bumping, we king spin. Dropping in where the storm.
Mobulus the Great. Mobulus the Great of the SES Mother of Hold on, I forgot. Mother of Benevolence, reporting to the diving board to report a serious case of anti-democratic behavior. Hey. This is the second one. There's a theme going on here. You guys are doing it right. You're doing your job. Report those dissidents. So there we were, our diving party of 3, on comms. Choosing a mission that suited our technical expertise, we settle on a simple ICBM launch. We pick up a lonesome diver to fill out our ranks. We drop in and immediately are dropped in the poop. Land straight in the bug hive. It's hell. We fight with all the democracy we can muster and eventually prevail. We have burnt through all our lives. And on the extract, 2 of our ranks are taken from us. It's just me and the rando. The Pelican lands to collect us. We have spent all this time collecting and completing side quests. I have the supers and a good portion of other samples as I ran back to collect them from our fallen brethren. I shake hands and congratulate our new friends on a job well done. He then pulls out his pistol and executes me. Steals the samples and boards the Pelican to exfil. This gesture was, of course, in vain, as we still get the samples, but the principle of the matter. Needless to say, we reported him to the nearest democracy adjudicator for discipline. Ugh. I don't know. Yeah, there's not much you can do, right? Somebody does that. There's not much you can do unless they let you dive with them in the subsequent mission, which I'm guessing they did not. But yes, funny for them, annoying for you, but ultimately you still get your samples. So no love, nothing truly lost there, except for maybe a little bit of trust in your fellow hell divers. This one comes from Muffin. So, yeah, I hopped aboard the Superintendent of Super Earth, along with Arganth and Coyote. The plan was to complete a level 9 peacekeeping operation to unlock more aggressive way of spreading democracy, that being super hell dives. So his partners in crime had already unlocked it. We carefully and meticulously selected our loadouts for a bug mission. Unfortunately, soon after we dropped, my game crashed and we were forced to start over. After getting back into the game and back into our hell pods with our previous loadouts, we were ready to drop again. We land, and I go to call my stratagems. But something was wrong. A stratagem jammer? What's going on? Snow? Where are we? It seems our captain decided he needed a change of scenery. I don't know if I'm ready for this. This loadout was designed to fight bugs. As we headed to our first objective, I realized the primary weapon I bought, the SG-451 Cookout, was actually very effective with dealing with devastators and berserkers because of its incredible stagger. I was also able to deal with the new armored scout striders and hulks well, thanks to the autocannon. Oh man, that autocannon. especially now with the flak setting. Woo! Orbital gas strikes and barrages helped minimize the number of bots dropped in by airships. Most importantly, though, Argon seemed to be wearing a baby Bjorn, big enough to carry all three of us to extract. Yeah, he does that. Even though we were caught off guard, we managed to successfully finish the mission. Our next mission went more smoothly. We all brought 380mm and 120mm barrages to swiftly eradicate a force of automatons. Man, that's a lot of firepower, guys. Had to be fun to watch. We efficiently destroyed the bots and extracted back to the Superintendent of Super Earth to collect ourselves and finish the operation and achieve our goal. One mission left. Oh, okay, so this is actually the second part of Muffin's story here. So, back in our hellpods, selecting our equipment for the final mission, I focus and pick the best loadout I can to support the squad and cause as much devastation to the automatons as possible. This is it. It's complete this mission or everything we've done up to this point will have meant nothing. We dive. After reaching the surface of the frigid planet and calling in our stratagems, we're met by an overwhelming presence of bots. Things aren't going well. We're dying. We're, referring to myself, Nisher, and Coyote. Our reinforcement budget is very low already, and we haven't even completed the first objective. I have to support Arganth. Arganth and I finally made it close to an objective. Sweating, being bombarded by rockets from Striders. We're pinned down by a shredder tank, but thankfully Arganth takes it down with an airstrike. We're ready to activate the terminal when we hear Nisher complaining about something strange. He can't make a snowball. Coyote comes in and explains how simple and easy it is. Quote, "You just have to dive into a snowy spot, and then you'll get the option to make a snowball. See?" End quote. Thank you for that. I did not know how that was done. So, going back. He says, as he dives about and makes snowballs. Nisher follows Coyote's instructions and begins diving around in the snow. "Are you really playing in the effing snow right now?" Arganth asks as rockets hiss past his head. I begin to doubt whether or not we'll ever unlock difficulty 10 as our reinforcement budget depletes. I was a fool to forget who I was playing with, though. The legendary Arganth. He continued fighting valiantly by himself until reinforcements were ready to call in. Which he did. Over and over until the mission ended in success. Oh, man. And that is the joy of playing this game. You never know. You might start out kicking butt. You're going around the map, no problems. And then all of a sudden, you can't do anything. You can't move. You can't, they're just everywhere. And then you're down to like one. And there's one guy left running around waiting for the call-in time to go down. And calling in one person at a time. And then somebody else dies. And then you got to call in somebody new. And you're all rooting for the one guy who's alive. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Just saying. All right, we'll do one more story here. We're going to start picking these up a little more, obviously, because we're so far behind. This one comes from somebody who has been pretty active since their arrival in the Discord, King Doblo. King Doblo. I was once again on the way down to the cold fields of Vandalon 4 on a level 9 mission, and I had no idea what I had gotten into, but I would do anything to save Super Earth. I landed in the middle of the heat of battle between 5 heavy devastators. I didn't have time to make a move, and before I knew it, I had thousands of laser shots coming toward me. I thought I would die, but suddenly I heard 2 human voices screaming, "For democracy!" And then I saw my 2 teammates land in front of me. They fired the machine guns until there was not a single socialist robot left. I called down an anti-material rifle and a jump pack, and then I was ready to spread some managed democracy. Hey, that's a great combo, King Doblo. I do that myself. We were on the way to our objective when my teammates spotted an automaton stratagem jammer. My teammates suggested that we would all 3 go there together and take it down fast and loud. "You lead the way," I said. We rushed to the jammer, but that was a big mistake. We were distracted by the large number of rockets flying towards our faces, so we didn't see the automaton calling for reinforcements. Then we heard a big clank, and we turned around and saw a four-legged beast. It was as big as a house, and equipped with one massive cannon and two smaller turrets. At the horizon, we saw 4 more dropships coming in. I yelled, "Run!" But none of my teammates were alive, and I ran away until I was outside of the jammer's range. But I still had the automaton army chasing me. I called for reinforcements. I kept running, and my teammates kept dying until a snowstorm came and saved us. I told my teammates that they will keep dying if we just rush into battle. We decided that it would be best to play sneaky. We traveled to the closest objective. We decided that I would hide on some rock near the airbase when my teammates sneaked closer. When they were close enough, T3 threw a 380mm barrage at the base. When the barrage began, the automaton spotted my teammates and started shooting at them. I quickly called in a smoke strike at my teammates and covered them with my anti-material rifle. Dude, this is awesome. They got to safety, and we did the same thing until we went back to where we started, the jammer and the last airbase. Continuing. We tried to use the same tactic, but it didn't work. In some way, the automatons were able to spot me, and they flanked me. One of them shot me in the leg, and I began to run. At the same time, my teammates got overran by the automatons at the jammer, and I couldn't cover them. Right before they died, they deactivated the jammer, and I was alone again, running. I ran to the ships and destroyed 2 of them, when I suddenly felt a sting in my legs, and I fell to the ground. Then I saw how a helipod came from the sky. I heard a voice saying, 10 seconds left, we're preparing to leave. And my new teammate called down his weapons. He started killing the automatons. Then the super destroyers left us, but my teammate did not care. He knew what his duty was. He kept shooting more and more automatons until he turned around and destroyed the last dropship with his spear. We did it! We won the mission! He helped me up and gave me a hug. At that moment, I felt happy. I thanked him, and we both saluted when we got blown up in the sky. That was the story of the brave helldiver of the SES Spear of Super Earth. He says, that was my first story here. My English is not that good, so I hope you guys understand that. That was a long one. Hey, no, don't worry about that, okay? Like, this is great. That was a great story. The image of you dropping smoke on your teammates and sniping from above, that was a great visual. It totally took me right there. And great strategy, too. Like, I never see anyone use smoke. But if you're going to use it, that's the way to do it. So, thank you, King Doblo. We appreciate you. We appreciate the effort it takes to try and communicate in, a language that's not your first language. And, to be fair, there are plenty of people for whom English is a first language, and they're not very good at it either. Okay. I'm sure that some of these have been read before, but I'm going to start at the top of the Discord. Ship names, okay? So we may have read some of these. I don't care. We're going back. We're diving back into the ship names. Or as I like to say, ship names. So unfortunately, Lito can't be here today. As obviously, he's got some stuff going on, some personal stuff, very serious. Love you, bro. Hope everything works out. And, yeah. Ship names. First, and appropriately, the legendary Arganth SES Wings of Dawn. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say it right. Wings of Dawn. Is that okay? Wings of Dawn. King Doblo. King Doblo, the SES Spear of Super Earth. Which, actually, that one is in the story, but whatever. Okay. We've got Beardley. Thank you. This is, these are pretty old, so, we're going for pretty far back. Old and current names. Currently, the SES Dream of Freedom. Nice. Previously, or are these old ones? Sword of Starlight. Eye of Truth. Hammer of Dawn. Pledge of Allegiance. Have all been on the podcast already. Okay, well, they're on them again. All right, as I said, I'm just going through. It's Aether, old name. Champion of Glory. Current name, Champion of War. Good stuff. Have both been on the pod. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, what can I say? This is, it's been a crazy couple of months, so I'm just trying to keep track. Bread. Mine is the SES Blade of Twilight. Very good. Thank you for your service. Stercules says it's always been the same. The SES Flame of Liberty. This one I'm pretty sure is the first time I've read this one. Let's see. Cake. What's up, Cake? Cake is commanding the SES Fist of Iron. Thank you for your service, Cake. Thank you. Grabicus. Some of these have already been responded to emote-wise, so I don't know. I don't know if I've read these or not. Grabicus, the SES Colossus of War. I'll never change it, unless they add crustacean. Very interesting. Argant. Yes. Don't think this channel was set up for us to discuss things or answer others posting their names here, but instead an easy way for Mike and Lido to find names for the podcast. Yes, 100%. You are correct, sir. Ruby. The SES Mother of Battle. Reporting in. McNasty. 0311. SES Hammer of Dawn. Thank you for your service. Again, if I have read these or if we've read these before, oh well. I'm making my way down with the emotes, so I will know which ones I have read previously going forward. Okay. Coyote J, SES Leviathan of Wrath. Good stuff, Coyote J. Vega. I don't know. I just kind of lost my brain there for a second. Vega is operating the SES Titan of War. Covering your 6. Thank you, sir. I need that. I definitely need that. Trojan. Coming at you. I bring the SES Force of Destruction to the front lines. Good stuff. Thank you for bringing that force of destruction upon the automatons and the terminants. We're going to need it. We're going to need it in this last leg. I'm telling you. Things are going to get crazy. I've got a feeling things are going to get kooky. All right. Joined for cookies. What better reason is there? The SES Pride of Pride. Thank you for your service. All right. And last one today. Aaron Militaria WW2. The SES Guardian of Democracy. Thank you for your service. All right? That's it. Thank you, everybody. Whoever is still listening, thanks for holding out. Thanks for being here. Let's get this Democracy Space Station up and running so we can obliterate, right? I think we are on the cusp, as they said. Their word, not mine. We are on the cusp of an interesting new era in the game with the Democracy Space Station, and I think it's going to be fun. Once they patch this game for the PS5 Pro, I will let you know. Maybe even post some gameplay on the YouTube channel that we don't do anything with. All right. You know what? Screw it. One more. Ship name. Foxfire 1288. The SES progenitor of Twilight. Ready and awaiting orders. All right? Well, your orders are, get out there and kick some bug face. All right? Okay. You've got your orders. I've got mine. Let's come together. Let's keep it going. Everybody, thank you. All Super Earth podcast content is based on the game Helldivers 2, created by Arrowhead Game Studios and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment.